Okay, and hi. I'm Utenshi des. I was thinking of doing this video for a while, but I haven't got the chance to do it because I wanted to wait for the perfect opportunity. And usually with this kind of thing, it's more like you want to have experiences before you actually answer the question or the questions, and you want them to be okay with doing it. So now that we've kind of said that we could do it, we could do it. Now, this is kind of cliche and very cheesy, but I thought about it and I wanted to do it really badly because why not? It's a couple thing and I wanted to do a couple things. So we're doing a girlfriend tag. This is my girlfriend, obviously. You can say hi.
Hi.
This is Brii, or Brii-sama as I like to call her. We are great together, I feel like, and I feel like that with this we can kind of show you how and tell you how. So we're going to begin. We're going to have a hat, and there's questions in the hat, and we're each going to pull them out, and we can answer the questions. We're both going to answer them together, or not together, but we're both going to answer them. But if it's kind of a question that has the same exact answer, we're going to just tell our perspective on it and go a little deeper on the questions, because some of the questions are kind of like yes-no questions that we can go deeper onto, and others are not. So let's begin. What is the next thing you are doing together that you are excited for? Well, I think the fact that I might be nursing her after she's getting her wisdom teeth pulled out is something I'm excited for because she likes to play the whole I'm okay role, but at that point she won't be okay. So that's what I'm excited for. What are you excited for?
I guess I am excited for that as well, that you're going to be nursing me. But to be honest, the next big thing that I'm really excited for is for Yumicon, when we're going to be cosplaying together. It's not for a few more months, but that's one giant event that I'm excited for.
I guess that means we have to plan more giant events because apparently that's...
Well, we do have Kim's birthday party too.
That's true.
But that ain't until August, so...
It's close.
But I'm just saying, the next big event that I'm planning for, that I'm excited for, will be that.
Yeah, we're both kind of planning for that. Hopefully she can stay with us at Yumicon, because I'm going to already have a room for Yodamusen when we have to have a room to practice in and whatnot. We're actually having 2 rooms, so we're going to have a group of dancers in one room, and then hopefully her and her friends can stay in the other room, because Alpha didn't want to stay with a bunch of dancers.
Alright, my turn?
Yep.
Do you consider yourself a normal couple? No, not at all. One reason I consider us not a normal couple is, yeah, we do have cute little couple things, like our necklaces for one. But, we are, like, no sense normal. Like, our little loves that we have, like, as you can see, we're both weirdos. And considered by society that is not normal or anything else like that. But, yeah, do you consider us a normal couple, Jay?
I think we're a bunch of freaks. We have our weird quirks, we have our weird kinks, we have our weird things that make us kinky. It's just really weird sometimes. And sometimes we act like best friends, and sometimes we act like sisters. So it's like a friendship relationship, and I don't want to ever be considered friends, ever. But sometimes we act like it, like we act that silly together, or we don't act that romantic around each other. We can be a romantic, but at the same time, we cannot be romantic at the exact same time. Right?
Right.
Are your parents supportive of the relationship? Wow, why do I get the ironic question? I'll have her start with this one, because mine goes into deeper.
Mine are supportive of the relationship because, to be honest, they actually kind of suspected something going on for the following years with the way I act with my best friend. Yeah, I act very close and sisterly, and I'm very an affectionate person. I'm always hugging and clinging to people. So they suspected something. So when I came out to them saying that I was in a relationship with my beautiful girlfriend here, they were very supportive, and they love her. They consider her their daughter already. So that's my parents on that.
And my parents are not. I've told them several times that I thought that I was gay, and they never believed it. until this relationship, and they hate it. They are not comfortable with it. They do not like her around the house.
They hate me.
They hate her. When they don't have a reason to hate her. I feel like if it weren't for this relationship, they would absolutely adore her. They cannot go to Las Vegas because of her. They cannot trust me because of her. It's just a lot of things, and they're very uncomfortable with me now. They really don't like talking to me, and they don't like talking about this. For me, it's really hard because they always bitch at me about it. They're always on my butt about it. It's just, for me, it's a kind of abusive relationship with my parents with this kind of thing, because I want to be able to talk about how happy I am and all this kind of stuff, and they just don't want to hear it. So my parents and I are very separate, very distant from each other. And for me, it's really upsetting. So hopefully after this year, I can move out sometime, because I cannot deal with that kind of. Plus, I feel like with being with her, I feel like I'll probably be with her for a while, and they'll have to accept it one day. But until then, it's just going to be really hateful and very malicious. So.
Where and when did you guys meet? Well, to be honest, we actually met in a Facebook group when I posted a cosplay question asking if they were fans of a particular fandom. And then we sort of got into a debate, and then I private messaged her about it, and we talked like that. But if you're talking about our first physical meeting, it would have to be at Cobo Hall in Detroit at last year's YumaCon.
That day I was walking around with my friends, with my dance boss Melody, and then my other friend Alex, and we were just walking around Kobo because it was my first time ever going. I didn't know what I was expecting, and so we were just walking around Kobo trying to get through and see what was going on. And I hear this person yelling out to me, and I'm cosplaying as Subaru Sakamaki from Dial Lovers, so I did not think anyone was gonna know who that was. And so I'm hearing this person yelling at me, and they're like, hey you, and I'm looking over, and I'm like, who is this crazy bitch yelling at me? And it turns out that she had wavy hair, she had a dark band t-shirt on, and she was with her friend. And so I went up to them, and I'm like, what are you guys calling me over for? And it turned out that after that, I realized, oh shit, it was the person I've been talking to and had a crush on for about a few months. Oh boy. And at that time, I had a crush on her, and I was gonna give her a letter and a birthday present because I wanted to tell her, but at the same time I didn't. It was just one of those things that I didn't know if it was a good idea because of the fact that I thought she was straight, or I thought that, she wouldn't accept it because it's only been a few months, and she didn't really know who I was. So I didn't really want to push it, but in the end I did. I gave her the letter and ran, and I gave her the bag and ran. It was a Kanto bag, huge bag, and ran. And after a while, I came back over, and looked like she was crying, but she was fixing something. So I walked away, thinking she was crying because of the letter, and then after that, we just started talking about random stuff with her friends, and yeah, that's pretty much how we met. The dating part didn't happen until months later. Did you know right away that she was lesbian bi? I'm assuming it's a lesbian relationship. Feel free to change it to bisexual, etc. No. I thought she was straight.
I thought she was actually bi, to be honest.
Oh boy.
Because when she was telling me her past experiences, I'm not going to detail for that. I'll just not for you. And then she actually did come out of the closet and told me, hey, I'm a lesbian.
Yeah, I thought she was straight because it just seemed like it. And most girls I talk to are straight, and it's kind of hard to say that's true, but yeah.
Even if I was straight, I still accept her for who she is.
I couldn't love her because she's straight, and I don't go for straight girls. So when I looked through her Facebook, I saw that she was interested in both men and female. I'm like, oh, thank goodness she's bi. So yeah, it happened.
That's my turn.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
What was the best gift you received from the other?
Oh god.
I've received plenty of gifts.
Oh gosh.
Let's see. I think the best
She can name them off the top of her hand,
would either
probably.
be the key, or it'd be receiving our baby from Utapri.
That's our baby.
Yes.
Mikaze by Utapri. My favorite gift from her, I've only received a few gifts from her, usually because I tell her that I don't like gifts because my favorite gifts are seeing her and that's it. But I have a bracelet that I absolutely adore. I'm not wearing it right now because kind of got the knot stuck and I wanted to tighten it, but I don't know how. Is this? It is Otoya's little woven bracelet.
It's his racing bracelet.
It's really pretty. And it's very comfortable to wear, and I wear it to work a lot. So that's my favorite gift from her, personally speaking. But I've sent her tons of gifts, and I feel like she's, like, pretty spoiled. So, yeah, that's that. Okay. What was your favorite thing about the other? Both personality-wise and physically-wise. So, okay, let's do personality-wise. My favorite thing about her is that she's crude. I'll say that. She's the crudest person I've ever met, and she has the best humor because of it. Because our humor is so different from others. We can laugh about killing people or thinking about it, or we can laugh at like death jokes and baby jokes and racist jokes and sexist jokes and pretty much anything we can laugh at. And I feel like that's really cool about her. I think that's what attracted me most about her, was that her humor was so open-minded, but yet it could be so cruel, because mine's kind of cruel in a way. And then physically wise, I really like her eyes. I love her smile too, but her eyes are beautiful. I like staring into her eyes, even though she kind of like looks away or tries to kiss me. I just like looking into her eyes, and it just makes me feel like I'm falling into them. It's really cool.
Personality-wise, I love her personality in general. I mean, she's very sweet. She's a very sweet girl. She has, you know, the dark humor, the crude humor that we all share, and she is a duess. Though I also kind of think she's a duem, but she disagrees with me. But I'm sorry, if you can dance for 3 hours straight in high heels, that's murder. Okay, so
that's fun.
I consider until she changes my mind about that, then in my opinion will say that. My favorite part about her physically, I will have to also agree with the eyes as well. I love staring into her eyes because to me, they're an abnormal color. I've never seen anyone with teal eyes before. Like, I have my mom who has blue eyes, and then I have brown eyes, and then everyone around me has hazel eyes. I've never seen someone with that light blue eyes before. And I can stare at them for hours, of course, and then I have to look away and blush because it's kind of embarrassing.
Aww, you're so cute!
No, I'm not. But, yeah, that'd be my best. And I always tell her she's beautiful. She disagrees with me.
I disagree. I think she's beautiful and she disagrees. We just have that, like, insecurity problem with each other.
Yeah, and so that'll be my favorite part about her, both personality and physical.
I also like her thighs. I'm just saying that because I know she's going to disagree with me about that, but I do like her thighs as well.
Okay.
Oh, it's your turn?
Yeah. Okay. What is one warning about the future that you want the other to know, such as events, emotions, thoughts, actions, annoying actions, etc.? This one's different. I have to say that, well, she already knows this, but I'm lazy.
Yeah.
And I don't like to clean. So that'd probably be one thing.
I cleaned her room today.
Yeah.
It wasn't really like a cleaning, it was more like pushing things away and vacuuming, but it was a lot.
Yeah. And also, if I do have, I do plan to take my cat with me, if she's done. But I will take care of the cat. I will feed it, and I will take care of the litter box and everything.
Which is why I don't mind. Personally, I love cats. My parents don't like cats, which is why I don't have cats, but I love cats, so I personally don't mind that at all.
That is probably one warning that I will probably give to the other. If there's any more, then I'll tell her personally. So.
My thing is that I'm bipolar, and she knows this, but my thing Yeah, but my thing is that my moods change rapidly and they show rapidly. I get depressed very easily and I get clingy pretty easily. I like to think I don't like showing my emotions, but I end up doing it anyway, or I have a defense mechanism, which is my other personalities that I have.
Other personalities mean to me.
Yeah. Um, and that's really it. I mean, I'm a clean freak, yes. People can deal with that, though. And I do dance a lot, which she probably already knows that I'm going to be dancing a lot in the apartment if we get an apartment, which I'm hoping we will. She knows that I do most of the work, and I am working most of the time, so she won't be seeing me very often. But hopefully at that point, we'll be both working, so we'll both be paying the bills, and it won't be as lonely that way. But really, the major thing was the bipolar thing, because she knows how my moods get, and it's very hard to deal with, as I think you already know.
Yeah. Alright, your turn.
What are your nicknames for each other? Brii-sama.
Baby doll.
Emoneko-chan.
That's pretty much all I have for her. I don't really have any more. Oh wait, I have one more. Sun-chan, but she hates that one.
Yeah. She also calls me Jay, but most people call me Jay, so it's not like it's any different. But I call her a lot of names, but mostly it's Brii-sama and Emoneko-chan, because when I say that, I'm Ko from Die Lovers, so his pet name for the heroine is Emoneko-chan, so I would call her that, and she's a masochist, and she likes cats, so don't roll your eyes. And then she acts like she's the queen at times, so I call her Brii-sama.
Okay. What was your first impression of each other?
Oh god.
My first impression, when I was first talking to her, I saw a very devoted Die Lovers fan because we were in that debate. And then after I started talking to her more, and we actually had our first Skype call, she was very curious. She was always asking me questions. So she was very curious, but she was also very sweet. Very sweet. That was my first impression of her.
Well, if we're talking about that first time we talked to each other, I thought that she was kind of crazy. But the Skype call was very low-key. Like, she was really cool with everything I was asking, because I was asking a lot of questions, like she said. But when I met her, I was like, who's this crazy bitch? Because that was really the first thing I thought of, because this curly-haired girl was calling for me, and I didn't know who she was until I looked over, and I'm like, oh shit, it's Brie.
I wasn't expecting to meet you so soon.
We weren't expecting to meet each other so soon. I was expecting to actually, like, have a meetup to do it, so. Isn't it your turn?
That was the one I picked up.
Oh. When was your first kiss, and who initiated it? She did. It was on my birthday, or it was before my birthday, technically.
It was on midnight.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly on your birthday.
Well, it was on midnight of my birthday, and we were spending the night over each other's houses. Back then, no one knew that we were in a relationship, so that was kind of a low-key thing. And it was a horrible day because my parents were really frustrated about how you shouldn't go over there, but we ended up going over there anyway, and it was the best day of my life, I feel like. And she initiated the kiss. You add anything to that?
Yeah, I wrote her a letter, and we were so hell-bent on her spending the night, even though there was a terrible snowstorm outside. Terrible snowstorm.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, no, don't go over there. Our parents were frustrated. Everyone didn't want to drive. And so I wrote her a letter, kind of in response to her letter that she sent to me for my birthday. So I wrote her a response letter, and it was like, what, 2 pages long?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was at least 2 pages.
A little heart thing.
Yeah, and then after she was done reading it, she actually was tearing up a bit. And then that's when I decided to give her her first kiss as a couple.
And then I freaked out on the floor and had a seizure.
Good times.
Good times.
Okay.
No, I'm not being serious. I just was like really fangirling inside because I was like, oh my gosh, I just got kissed. How do I feel about this? I feel amazing, but how do I respond? I don't know.
What's your favorite memory together? To be honest, my favorite memory will have to be our first sleepover. That would have to be my favorite memory because it was low key at the time. We could our parents pretty much didn't know nothing about it, and so we were able to spend the night. we'd stay up watching anime, just talking and just basically being together and just enjoying each other's presence, and that would probably be my favorite memory. I miss those memories.
Oh, she hates it that we can't spend the night anymore because my parents know. That was really horrible. After my parents found out, we kind of had a huge talk with her family, and it was very bad. And now we don't have sleepovers anymore, not until I move out. My favorite memory, let me think. I have a lot. I guess Morp would be my favorite, but After Morp would be also my favorite because we had slow dancing events after Morp, which was my prom, and it was the 22nd of May, and we had slow dancing to several songs, and we figured out our song that day, which was really sweet. But Morp hanging out with her friends was really fun too. So, I mean, as much as I love the sleepovers, those 2 times were my favorite, I feel like. In what way do you get jealous about or for the other person? Why do you get jealous? Let me think. Well, to be honest with you, she's really popular online, and she's told me like how she's had crushes on this person and that person and this person and that person, and she's been in a relationship with this person, this person, this person, this person. And I mean, I've been in relationships with other guys before, and they ended terribly. So I know, but I don't talk to those people anymore. So for me to hear about how she still talks to her exes, it kind of bothered me at first, and I kind of got jealous. And then she has crushes on other people too, or had crushes on other people, and also gets me kind of jealous. But it makes me jealous because I know that I'm not the best person in the world, and I know that it's going to be difficult for us to be able to have an apartment, and it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of dedication, and I hope for the best for that, but at the same time I feel like for her, since she's really impatient, that she's not going to be able to love me that long. So I feel like that's why I'm slightly jealous of everybody else, because it's just really hard for me because I want to be the best and I'm not, and they are. So that's why I get jealous of people.
Let's see. I would personally say that I'm really not that jealous. Like, I don't get jealous by him, but I will just expand on her viewpoint. Yeah, I am popular online and I do talk to people, but she's never had that before. She doesn't have friends like I do, so that's why she gets jealous. That's why I say she's happy to count my friends as her friends. So, but in all retrospect, I'm not really jealous about her or anything. And when she's saying that, yeah, I am impatient, and that like she's worried that I might not love her, for long, but I always tell her about this one experience I had where I had a crush on someone and I loved them for like 5 years straight. So I'm pretty sure she has nothing to worry about that. But I'll keep convincing her whenever I need to.
Your turn.
Do you do PDA? Yes.
Kind of. If you want to, when you can explain.
Well, I say yes because we always go out. I'll be holding her hand in public, and I'll be holding her hand in public, and I'll occasionally sneak in and kiss her too. But most of the affection mostly happens behind closed doors or in my house. So.
Yeah. Really, it's what she's saying. It's just holding hands for the most part, which is why I kind of say kind of, because of the fact that we do most of it at home, and I know how people are in public. There are those people that hate seeing couples kiss and stuff, and I know there are those people that also hate homos, like I am. So if they saw that, they would like yell or holler or something, which it hasn't happened yet, but I know it's gonna happen someday. And even if it does, we're not going to listen to it. But at the same time, that's kind of why I say we keep it low-key.
Mm-hmm.
This is more of a question like, can you test them? What is their favorite color? Hers is black or purple or red.
Her favorite color. I want to say pink, but I'm not sure. I don't
No.
know if that's right.
No. Lavender.
Lavender?
Lavender.
Okay.
I know my room is pink, but I don't like my room.
Yeah.
Oh, your turn.
My turn now. You never told me what my favorite color is. That one wasn't fair.
Oh, wow.
You never did. Okay.
It's obvious.
Yeah. What are your worries for the future? Do you think you cross those worries? One of my worries are her parents not accepting our relationship, or them doing something drastic to where they will cut off our relationship and something will happen to her. Because I've heard stories about what happens when she loses that emotional link. I've heard stories on what happened, and I don't want her to go through that again. So that's one of my worries.
My worry is that she's not gonna love me ever again, because I am a lesbian. I know people change, and relationships change, and people move on, and people get bored of people, and I don't get bored of people at all. But that's my worry for her, because she likes to be entertained, and so I feel like I won't be able to entertain her for long. I think that's kind of like that jealousy question. So if I can crush that, I hope so, but I don't know. We'll see. What is your favorite thing to do together? I guess just talk to each other. I mean, it's hard to say, really.
We just enjoy being in each other's presence, to be honest.
In each other's arms, just in each other's presence. It's just really nice. Because I don't get to see her that often. People think, like, oh, you live so close. It's not like a long-distance relationship where you guys live long miles away. And no, we still live miles away, and we still live in totally different worlds. So to me, it feels like a long-distance relationship, but we could still see each other every once in a while, yeah.
Okay. What's one thing the other does that you hate?
Oh, God.
I have to be honest, I really hate her insecurity whenever I call her beautiful or anything like that, and she talks down on herself, saying that she isn't.
So you do that too?
Yeah, I know I do it too, but that would have to be one thing that I hate because like for instance, if she's having a rough day or her other personality is giving her shit or everyone else is giving her shit and she goes into that defensive mode, and then she starts bitching at me like that, I get sort of irritated at that as well. That's one thing I hate, and I would love to crush that other personality, but even though he'll like laugh at my face, so that's probably one thing that I hate.
One thing that I hate is that she sometimes forgets to message me back, or she messaged me back like very pathetically. So it's like, hey, how are you? I'll ask her like how she is and what's up, and she'll be like, oh, I'm good, and that'll be it. And I'll be like, what? That's it? That's it? Really? I'm not the person that hates that, because I like to go into detail about my day or how I'm feeling. That's just how I am. I'm very expressive. So when people are like that, I have to be like, oh, are you just good? What's for your life? What's good in your life? What's not good in your life? Can you explain this? Because it's really bothering me that you're not trying to have a conversation with me. And that she does that often, where she just either stops there or she either asks me and then she doesn't respond after that, or it's just something like along those lines, and it's like my pet peeve. I hate being ignored, and I hate really small responses. They suck really bad. Who wears the pants in a relationship?
Are you basically asking who's the most dominant in this relationship?
I want to say who's more into the relationship, or who puts more effort into the relationship.
I probably would have to say we kind of do put equal effort, but I sort of would say she kind of does because one, she has the job, so I feel that if we were to move out now, she would be the one dominantly paying the bills while I'm still looking for the job.
Yeah.
And she takes a lot of time out for me, which I feel happy for, but at the same time, I don't want her parents to yell at her even more, so I'd have to say she probably would.
I feel like I do, because I like to plan things, and I like to do cute things, and I like to make the effort to do those things and keep her entertained. Whereas if we go over her house unexpectedly, it's like, what are we doing? We don't know what to do. So I feel like we just wing it. But that's what I usually am the one that plans stuff and puts things together and puts dates together and stuff like that. Because, yeah, it does revolve around my schedule, but it also revolves on her schedule, too, because I don't never know what she's doing.
I have no life, you should know.
I know this, but your parents are really weird.
They are.
And you have to think of your brother, too, so it's like...
He's done with that now.
I know that, but there was this one time where she had a basketball, something thing with her brother, and we had to cancel plans, but that was really messed up. But I feel like I guess we both put the amount of effort into it. I just put a little bit too much into it, because I've always put too much into things that I love, so...
Okay.
Now, who wears the pants? She does. I wear the skirts.
Who's the top and who is the bottom?
Oh, there we go.
Didn't we just explain this?
Not really.
I have no idea.
Let's put it into perverted sense.
I know. That's what. Well, to be honest, she has pinned me down a couple times.
She made me pin her down a couple of times.
Yeah.
I feel like, let's just put it this way. Who's the dominant one, who's submissive? Out of the both of us.
Yeah. I think that this hurts my spirit. I can't say this. I think that she would be slightly more dominant than I am, but then on occasion I turn the tables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I think that's exactly what I'm thinking, because I know that I can be very aggressive, but at the same time I know that there are days that I really don't want to be dominant, that I just want to just fall into her arms and have her do whatever she wants to me. So in that case, we both are kind of equal. It just depends. By the way, we're both virgins. What is your song for each other? Well, I mean, we have a song. We have a together song. We have separate. I have a song for her, and I don't know if she has one for me.
I don't have one for her yet.
But my song for her is either I actually, when I was thinking about it, Original Renaissance from Macedon Tokyo is reminding me of you, but Winter Blossom definitely reminds me of her from Ai Mikase, because it's one of those songs that's really feelsy, and it's kind of a very melancholy but very sweet song. I feel like around her, that's how I feel. So, but we have a song. Do you want to explain?
It's 1,000 Years Part 2 by Christina Perri featuring Steve Kazi. I think that's his last name. I'm not sure. But the song that I chose, that one as our couple song, because not only does the male vocalization emphasize it, but the first verse of the song is basically Christina Perri talking about how she was afraid to fall, and that makes me think of Jay here, because she was afraid to fall for me and afraid that I wouldn't catch her. And that's why every time I hear that song, I actually get a little teary-eyed. Who said I love you first? She did.
I'm very expressive, so I was the one I said first.
Yep, she did.
In a letter and in voice. Although it's very hard, because I am a tsundere, so it's sometimes very hard for me to do it, even now, without getting really jumpy or my heart's beating really fast. What do we usually fight about? We don't fight. I think that's the best part of our relationship, is that we don't fight at all. We have our disagreements, and we have times where I get mad at her, but it's not really it doesn't last very long, and we forgive each other very easily. For example, today, I got really mad at her because her parents were like, oh, let's go get her early, so I was rushing into the shower and getting ready when I was really sick, and I still wanted to eat and kind of prepare.
Yeah, she wanted to kill her.
I wanted to kill her, because I don't like being put on the spot really quickly and having to get ready really quickly, because it takes me an hour to get this all done. So I was really stressed out, and then she came an hour anyway, so I didn't really, I was fine afterwards, but it was still really, you're doing that? But I feel like we haven't really had a fight, and I don't think we really will for a long time, because we're just so chill with each other and we accept one another for who we are. Do you think so?
Yeah, pretty much I agree with everything you just said.
You're not going to add anything to that?
No, there's never really been a time I got mad at you, so.
Alright.
How long have you been together? 4 months, going on 5.
Going on 5. This is the longest relationship I've ever been in. Well, not really. I mean, yeah, it is, but I've been on or off relationship for a year, with a guy. So, I mean, if you want to count that, then no. But I feel like overall this would be my longest relationship, my longest happily relationship, because that one wasn't really a happy relationship. It was more of a very abusive relationship, and he knows who he is. So, I'm not gonna even explain that. 2 more. All right. Where was our first date? I mean, what do you want to count as the first date? Because we've had.
The day we officially got together? Would that be our first date?
I think so.
Well, the day that we officially got together was January 19th of this year. And it was at the mall we had our first date.
But we didn't really get together at the mall. We got together afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So technically our first date would be the sleepover on my birthday. But if you want to count, I don't really know. It's really hard to explain. That day was more like, let's test the water. For me, it was more like test the waters. And I wanted to just kind of spend time with her, because I hadn't spent time with her in like months after YumaCon. So we were planning this for a while. We had it a previous time, but it got canceled due to plans. So.
And now for the final question. What food does the other one hate?
Yeah, well.
She is the pickiest eater I know.
Oh, God. I'm worse than Kim?
Yes, you are worse than Kim.
Yeah, you can go tell her that.
I was shocked by that.
You can go tell her that.
I will tell her that.
Alright.
But, she is the pickiest eater I know. She won't eat sandwiches. She doesn't eat meat. She won't eat fast food. She's the pickiest eater I am.
Technically speaking, I do eat fast food, but it's only McDonald's.
I haven't seen you.
It's McDonald's. Only McDonald's.
Yes. But I have not seen her eat any fast food as of late, or as of yet, to be known. And here you go. You can answer it.
She loves food. She loves food, and sometimes it's really gross, but other times it's like, oh wow, I'm actually like really shocked that you like this, or something like that, because I don't like food. For me, I used to be,
opposites when it comes to
yeah, pretty much. I can have spicy things, and she can. I don't like sweets, and she loves sweets. It's very, very weird when it comes to our relationship with food, because she likes more things than I do, and I'm very narrow-minded. So for me, it's like, right, she can have whatever she wants, I can have whatever I want. For example, today, we went to the park, and she had a sandwich and chips, and I had fruit. I brought my own fruit. I didn't want to use anything else. She drinks pop. I only drink water. I am a very health freak, but only because I'm concerned about my weight and want to lose weight. So, with that being said, that's why I do it. But I really don't like food, so she knows that. But she loves food. I don't really think... Yeah, like I said, she hates spicy food, so that would be the only food that she really hates. And on that note, we ended on a food note, which is probably why we're all, like, happy now, because, like, yay, I'm happy on a food note. But that is all the questions. I feel like, I mean, this helps with talking about a relationship, because we do talk about a relationship, but it's more, like, chilled out. And, I mean, one of these days I want to talk deeply about it, but we'll see. We will see. Like I said, we're both virgins still. It's not like, it's not like we've done anything, so we can't really say anything about that, but maybe one day. It's just not right now. It's not the best time. Do you have anything to say?
I love you.
I love you too. Bye, everybody.